to talk about the second type of communication. So when we are going to make a sale, there are two communications as I mentioned in the last video. The first communication is a communication with your own self. You talk with your own self. It's called an internal communication. The second type of communication is the external communication. So when you go to the client and you start talking to him, making him the presentation, making him understand why he should buy this insurance policy and all those things, that is when the second part of the communication comes into play. So it is very, very important that you know these things. Please remember, the very important thing, my dear friends, is that your internal communication, which is the communication, the first level, which is the communication which you make with yourself, which is called self-talk, influences the communication that you make with the customer. How does it influence? It doesn't influence your talking. You may be very good in talking, you may have very good skill in talking, that is okay, but that only contributes 20% to the sale. Your skills and your knowledge will only contribute 20% to the sale. 40% is your own mindset. So what happens is that when you are speaking to the customer, there are two people who are speaking. One is you are speaking, second is your body is speaking. Please understand, the body contributes 60% to communication. Therefore, what you say and the tone that you use, the pitch that you change, all this communicates 20%. Okay, the tone contributes 20%, but 60% is by the body language. So what is body language? Body language is the communication that the body does. Very simple example. If a ticket collector is there, how does he recognize the people who don't have a ticket? Otherwise, it's it's very impossible for him to find out by really checking each and every person. But he doesn't need to do it because he just sees the body language of the people. He is able to identify who is the person who doesn't have a ticket. Now, if the body can communicate so powerfully to a TC, a ticket collector who doesn't even know you, and just in a flick of a second, he is able to identify that you don't even have to talk. Imagine the impact that the body language makes. And I would like to impress upon you, I am not impressing you, but I would like to impress upon you why your communication with yourself, which is the internal communication, is very important when you are going and communicating to the client. Because if your internal communication is powerful, then your external communication, the communication with the client, which is your body language and your talking together, if they are synchronized, then it becomes a very powerful kind of thing. And this is what you need to remember. The body is something just something that carries the mind around. So your mind or your mindset, the body language is what creates your mindset, and your self-talk creates this mindset in a big way, and that is what the body language speaks. So my dear friends, I want you to remember very clearly. If you remember any of your sale where you think you may have made a very interesting presentation, but what happened? Client did not buy, and you are all the time thinking, why did the client not buy? But actually the reason is because the body language gave him some wrong vibes, or communicated something exactly opposite of what you want to say. So my dear friends, please understand and remember that your intention has to be very true. You have to have a lot of honesty. You have to have a lot of integrity when you are trying to sell to the customer, because that is very, very important. We are going to talk in more detail about how you can manage and what you should do in the videos which are coming up on our channel. In the meantime, if you have liked this content, if you think this content is great, then please like the video. Please share it with all your development officer friends, because it is going to be very, very useful and helpful to all of them. Let us all together bring professionalism in our community of insurance advisors, so that everybody grows and everybody becomes successful. Thank you.